Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a video only from my exact point of view. We are making an easy chocolate bar recipe today. So let's just go straight through the ingredients. We have like a quarter cup of carrot powder here, 1 cup of cacao powder, then some apple cider vinegar, organic cinnamon, then we have some white sesame seeds, a tiny bit of salt. Every sweet recipe should have a little salt just to bring out those flavors. Then, of course, just as into anything, flaxseed is a must-have with any meal you eat. Please don't forget this. Then we got our shredded and desiccated coconuts. Well, if we used coconut oil, it wouldn't really be whole food, plant-based, and I want this recipe exactly just to be able to share in those groups as well. So we're gonna turn this into butter right away. Then here is like the main attraction of this recipe. Look at this. This is the sprouted buckwheat, which has been sprouting in the kitchen window for around, well, 3-ish days. Look at those sprouts, beautiful, aren't they? Tiny bit of bee pollen. Well, and as for our sweetener, we aren't really using any artificial one, nothing. Just 1 apple and 3 bananas. Nothing could be more natural, right? Alright, so let's just start right away. Blender is powered up, awesome. Pouring our coconuts, all of it. It will be like shrink to 1/5 of its size. Let's go. Look at how quickly it turns into butter. 30 seconds and it's gonna be done. That will do it for now because, well, if I ran the blender for longer, then it might heat up way more and it's not really raw food anymore. We should really have added a bit more flakes because there's also a minimum amount for the blender to do a good job. They're turning the, any material into proper butter. So, well, you don't have to fill it up too much because then the blades can't really catch it up. And if it's too little, then it's not really pouring back onto itself. But anyways, that should do it. Yeah, well, yeah, I would have needed a little more, but that's just all I had. Let's get a spoon. All my wooden spoons were in the kitchen sink. Oh, quite good, quite good. Almost like butter. That will do the job. Yeah, there we are. The bottom pieces are way more buttery. And no one can say then to this recipe that this is not a whole food plant-based. Well, those guys are kind of obsessed with even coconut, that oh my god, it's saturated fat and all, but I mean, this is like nature's gift. How could it not be healthy? And these saturated fats are way different than those of the animals. Like 40% of the fat found in coconut, if I remember correctly, is like the 6 or 8 carbon long fatty acid, which they really quickly turn into ketone bodies, pure energy, and oh well, and it also has, well, the protein and carbs, which the oil wouldn't have. Alright, so let's see, our next ingredient, some cinnamon. It's good to add to any sweet dish a little bit of cinnamon. It lowers blood sugar levels and, well, also has lots of antioxidants and, well, good flavor. Alright, let's get our chocolate powder in, raw cacao powder. Good. Our carrot powder. Awesome. Tiny bit of bee pollen, just because why not? It's full of protein as well. We should add some super greens, which I'm having a lot. Oh well, we have some, well, algae, not very much, but we have moringa powder. Yeah, that should do the job, because you guys know me, I like adding any sweet dish as well, just a tiny bit of powdered green. It's like half a tablespoon. Yeah, that's it. All right. Roughly incorporate all these together so they can't complain when the liquid pours onto them, which will be, of course, our banana and apple. All right, already starts, you know, sticking together due to the butter. Tiny bit of salt before we forget. That should do it. Oh, apple cider vinegar, of course. Awesome, awesome. Now let's get the flax. Well, I think I will not really need the other craft. This small little dry grain container will do it. And a little bit of flax, like 2-3 tablespoons, whatever. Doesn't really matter. Unless you go crazy with it, because I just started the blender before I could finish my sentence. Because too much flaxseed can really clog up your column, so be real careful with it. How much is it? That much. The rest I will save for later. Yeah, that might just be too much. It was like 3-4 tablespoons worth it. All right, good. It will also help us bind together our chocolate into awesome balls. It won't break up so easily. The flax and chia are the only two binding agent. Well, if you want to go 0 calorie, then of course the psyllium husk also works, and sea moss somewhat. It's a weaker binding agent. Awesome, awesome, looking beautiful. Then, well, I don't know why I put this away. I will have to pour the remaining flax into this little glass bottle for layer. I like, you know, just grinding lots of flaxseed beforehand, and then every time I needed a few tablespoons here and there, 1 tablespoon into every recipe, then I don't have to, you know, clean this whole dry grain container again. Oh well, that little will do. There, and this up goes here for layer. All right, our banana, I would use its peel as well if it was organic, but it ain't. 1 apple without the seeds. Well, a little apple seed won't kill you, but if you want to be 100% sure, then just remove those seeds. A little will get in there anyways. All right, and well, of course, don't forget this stem part. Awesome. And then stir into liquid, shall we? Looking beautiful over here. This is just the right amount. Haven't really calculated the ingredients beforehand, but this like 1.5, maximum 2 cups of liquid sweetener. You could use maple syrup as well, really common ingredient. Awesome. All right, now let's just, you know, incorporate everything together, and we should have our balls very soon. If it's too wet, then you should add more flaxseed. You can do it anytime, or more chocolate, or more carob. If it doesn't really stick together at this point, then of course more flax. If it does stick together but too wet, then more chocolate. And well, of course, if it was too dry, then maybe blend up 1 more apple. That would do the job. We will have to get our hands dirty anyways, just to form those balls. Yeah, I think I'll have to add those little bit of flax. Make it a tiny bit more drier. Yeah, let's add all of it. Our balls should be totally dry in the end. Just, you know, dry enough so we can easily form it with our hands. Yeah, that's the consistency that we are looking for. All right, let's do it. So in the meantime, I prepared up the table and, well, cleaned it up a tiny bit. And now it's time to open up these awesome sprouted buckwheats. Look at them. They also have a really nice smell. Yep, pouring them over here. We will not need the bee pollen anymore. Off you go. All right. Let's get our hands dirty. Yoo-hoo. Awesome, awesome. The buckwheats is sticking to it very, very well. The first one is done. It's gonna be their home onto this bamboo table. All right, now it's just somewhat the tedious part because we've done everything, and I just gotta go through it all. I didn't really want to waste all this buckwheat because if I let it sprout for a few more days, then it might go bad in the process. It doesn't really like, you know, all this very humid air that we are having around here. Ooh, that became a big boy. All right, I'm going to fast forward this part of the recipe. Oh well, but before I do, let's just make one with the sesame seeds that I prepared. I haven't had much, but just enough. So we'll have one with sesame seeds. Maybe two. Yeah, that should be enough for two. Thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to see more similar content like this one in the future, then please subscribe. Look in the description for the ways of how to support me directly via PayPal and Patreon. Like, dislike, and share it with a friend who loves chocolate but doesn't really know a good recipe, then this is the one that you are looking for. And see you guys in the next one.